You're watching The World Now. Let's take you to some other stories now, away from the United Kingdom, to developments from Sudan, particularly as it concerns Nigerians. That's the Nigerian government says it will continue to prioritize women, children, and people with health challenges among the Sudanese evacuees. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development made this known on Friday. We're receiving another set of 130 Nigerians fleeing the Sudanese crisis. Well, TVC News can confirm to you that the third batch of evacuees are expected to arrive anytime from now. The airline left Port Sudan International Airport at 7:20 a.m. local time with 132 Nigerian nationals on board, including 7 infants. The aircraft is expected to stop over in Juba for 1 hour before coming into Nigeria. Well, let's bring in our correspondent now, Femi Akonde, joins us for updates on this. Femi, what's the latest?
Yes, at exactly 1:30 this afternoon, another aircraft conveying more than 130 Nigerians, all of them this time women, touched down at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. And this one is coming from Port Sudan. Later today, we expect 2 more aircraft conveying stranded Nigerians in Khartoum, bringing them back to Nigeria. That would be coming from the Egyptian border. By the time these 2 aircrafts arrive, we would expect that all Nigerians at the Egyptian border would have been evacuated. You know, they were supposed to arrive yesterday, but they faced some kind of challenges, especially with regards to processing of passengers at the Egyptian border. But all of that has been sorted now, and we expect later today they would all return to the country. And evacuation from the Port Sudan is still ongoing. We are expecting that about 5,000 Nigerians stranded in Khartoum would be evacuated by the federal government of Nigeria. But so far, only 800 have been evacuated. But you know, it is still counting. We expect more aircrafts to go into Sudan and evacuate more Nigerians and bring them to safety back here in Nigeria. The batch that arrived today were received by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. You know, he's the head of the evacuation team set up by the federal government, also supported by the National Emergency Management Agency, and the Nigerian Diaspora Commission is also working closely with this committee to ensure that Nigerians are taken out of the war-torn part of Sudan and brought to safety.
Really interesting points there, but let's take a look at how far the government, that's the Nigerian government, has done so far, trying to bring together the various ministries to ensure that we get Nigerians in Sudan back home safely. And the efforts of the parents now, who have been clamoring for the safe return of their children, particularly those students studying in Sudan. What other efforts, are being made, apart from repatriating them back to Nigeria? What other efforts are being made to ensure that they settle in the country when they arrive?
Yes, that is an arrangement also in place by the evacuation committee. We understand that when some of them arrive in Nigeria, especially those who are traumatized, there is an arrangement to debrief them, take them through measures that would also ensure that the post-traumatic stress syndrome that a lot of them are beginning to manifest. Also, there is a process set up by the federal government to ensure that these people get closure or get a safe space that would help them adapt to, of course, another atmosphere out of that war-torn situation where they found themselves in Sudan. But you know, the federal government is also, especially for those who do not, for now, may not necessarily have a place to stay in as soon as they arrive the country. There are provisions for all of that, and all other basic needs are met by the federal government, depending on when these evacuees can get back on their feet and then be able to integrate back into the Nigerian society. Sarah.
Respondent Femi Akonde, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed on that.